She had that before you got here.
Like how? I feel like almost like a talk show. Like if I get in the middle and then like unless like I don't smell. Glory, I don't think I smell. So you come over here.
I'm gonna sit right here.
You know how they sit down with you and then they're like, so we got no space.
Cause y'all got big booties. I can't get over there.
So then you know they talk to you and they be like, so tell me what is the issue? How are you feeling? So today's live, right? You know that's how they do on the couch and everybody comes and sits on the couch. Look at this, we all got our shirts on. Yes. Looking out extra cute. Woo, woo. Hello, sweet people. So we are still hanging out with you. It's a LotusMother takeover over here at Black Connection.
Yes.
You want to tell me your business name again? Clear Ohm, right?
Space Solutions.
I lied.
My Instagram name is different. It's all good.
It's crazy. I love her in every bit of the way. And you guys know, like, Sunny Yee, right? Like, she's becoming like a household name. Which is amazing. And so, as we sit together today, we just finished this momentously magical
Is that got all y'all in it?
I'm
determined to get all y'all in
time. We just finished a phenomenal Luscious with Lotus session outside. So this live is going to be saved for that. And right now we're going to come into our group oracle session. And I am a professional oracle reader. I don't just do it because it's cute. Although it is kind of cute and I love doing it. But at the same time, it's because it's what I was brought here to do. It's something that I've done for a tremendous amount of my journey in this current time and space. And that I've been doing professionally for the last 5 years. And part of the 12-week spiritual immersion is we go through the movement component, but we also sit and we go through the group therapy and the group session. And part of that is coming into our spiritual component and bringing forth the energy of what spirit has for us at that time. And as we're sitting in this Aries new moon, right, like we're full of all this fire. Like Sunny is radiating all of this heat off of me over here on the right. And then Gloria has this energy that is like,
Set it ablaze.
Set it ablaze. What are we utilizing our fire for, right? Like, so I know personally for me right now, like before I came to meet with you all today, I was like everywhere. I was doing 5 different things at 8 different times, right? I was having so many directions that I was finding myself in, but then I did not necessarily feel chaotic. Like my fire was balanced. So I could accomplish what I had set forth while Sandy's sitting over here in the corner eating like a whole fruit tray. It's great, but it's fruit. We eating our fruit.
Definition of dehydrate.
Yes, it's fruit. It's not popcorn.
I know, it's pineapple. You got the peas wrong. Like we eating pineapple.
Thank you,
So
Carol.
what I'm gonna say in this moment is that these women are phenomenal, right? So this whole thing came about Saturday during the expo. And we all met Saturday. Well, I met Gloria virtually, and I already knew Sandy, and I already knew Sunny, but I hadn't met Sunny in person. So I met Sunny in person. I met Gloria virtually. That now I'm both meeting them in person. And Sandy I just knew from way, way back in the day, right?
God, yeah.
And so one conversation led to this whole meeting at the table right here, right now. So one of the things I will say is that we always talk about like getting at the table with the right people, right? Getting at the table.
Yeah.
When you are at a table with people who are really trying to better themselves and literally wanting to do something in a productive manner, you could sit on a couch like this and not feel intimidated.
Right.
Like you could literally sit here and not feel isolated.
Right.
Because oftentimes we want to get into rooms and we want to be sitting at table with people we really don't want to eat with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And see, I want to eat with y'all.
Clearly.
With y'all.
You're just giving us fruit, so that's good.
Better than popcorn.
I don't know what this popcorn analogy is right now, so we just go hold that one to the side, right? So the other, but that's true.
I'm not gonna prank.
So
Sunny
hearing about that is like, let's be authentic, let's
Yeah.
be real. So we all have our own obstacles that we're seeking to overcome. So, and I'm not using like popcorn as an obstacle, but oftentimes people will use that and not be honest and be like, I'm going to tell my counselor, I'm going to tell my coach, or I'm going to tell my nutritionist one thing, but then
Right.
on the low, I'm still eating like the popcorn, or I'm doing this, and then I'm making myself feel guilty because I want to put out an appearance that I cannot uphold.
Right.
Right? So instead of just being like, so what is your nutrition goals, right? What are your nutrition goals? Instead of being like, this is what you should be doing in order to receive these results.
Right.
That's when you work with the Lotus Mother, that's what I actually help you with. So
Right.
if your goal, let's just say, is to minimize salt, right? Popcorn is kind of salty.
Yeah, I can't have salt.
Y'all gonna stop using popcorn though.
Okay? So steak.
Mexican food.
Right?
Mexican food is salty as all.
Right. Chipotle. I don't
Chinese
know.
food,
Chinese.
Asian
Okay,
food.
so we
Yes.
clearly got a lot of
salt
components that's like full of salt, right?
Yeah.
So we use
Everything.
salt,
Yeah.
not popcorn. But if your goal is to say, I want to decrease the salt or artificial salts, because we need salts in our life,
Right,
right?
we do.
Just like we need sugar. So if you want to decrease the artificial salts and or sugars, let's see what you might be ingesting that we can remove, and then how can we replace that? What can we replace it with? So for instance, today I got me some salted plantains when I was at Wegmans because I wanted
that sounds
to
delicious.
get some.
They're good.
I had to get some celery, cucumbers, and pears because I was making juice. I'm an avid juicer,
Yes.
juicer, and more juice.
Fresh juice.
I love fresh
I love
juice.
it.
That was one of my 5 and 8 things that I was doing today before I came over.
Okay.
Making juice.
Mm.
But I got salted plantains. Why? Because I used to be a potato chip eater, right? I like potato chips. I love them, especially like the sweet and spicy,
Yes.
kettle cooked.
Popcorn.
Saying, might have had a moment. I might have had a moment there, right?
Kettle
Might
cooked.
have had a
It's
moment.
so good.
But being honest with myself, I can say I enjoy these things.
Yeah.
If you go and you're like, I'm going to quit this cold turkey, is that really going to be a realistic aspect of what you're able to do? No,
Right.
probably not.
Right.
But if you can say, maybe I can try incorporating this versus reaching for that, let's work on getting that implemented into your schedule instead of being like, yeah, you just got to stop eating the chips altogether. I know that's not going to happen. You know that's not going to happen. Right? You're setting yourself up for failure.
Have set
Facts.
realistic goals.
Realistic goals, but then how can we achieve those? So one of the things that I do is I also work with people on their blood type, right? So what is your actual blood type? Then let's see how we can incorporate nutrition that is suited for your blood. Everybody has different blood. Everybody has different blood. See, I'm gonna be blood type A. I'm an A-type personality. I may be. But I also know that animal proteins don't work well in my body. So I choose not to eat them because they're not going to be conducive to the way that I operate. But somebody who's like a blood type O, they may be able to process animal protein. So they can have more of a diet that incorporates animal protein, and that's going to be something that they can release and they can utilize the nutrients for that. For me, that's probably going to cause inflammation, digestion, discomfort. So I'm not going to do that because it's not suited for me. So then I can cultivate a nutrition plan based upon what my blood needs. Your blood is good. If you don't have your blood, you don't have nothing else.
Right, exactly.
So if you can eat to a space where your blood is healthier, then it's going to release the toxins. It's going to flow more freely, but then it's also going to be able to restructure your DNA, because as we constantly replenish our blood, we are bringing in new life, new energy, new cells, and new components that we can actually then nurture to restructure who we are. So that's one of the things that I sit down and I talk with people about. So then when we're in those 12 weeks, it's like, what are you trying to do?
Right.
Do individuals work with me for multiple sessions? Yes. However, even on the initial session, you can gain a lot of tools that you can then start to implement. So even if you can only work with me, let's say twice a year, in that initial space, we're going to sit down and say, what are you really trying to get accomplished? Why are you sitting with the Lotus Mother today?
Right.
One, because I'm gorgeous and I get it. Appreciate you, Blue.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Hello.
What are we really trying to get not just gonna take your money, because then what am I doing? You're still hindered, and you out whatever it is that you invested. So those are some of the components that I actually like to implement. And then when we go and we work in the group session, so part of the 12 weeks initially, when you sign up or you register, you have 2 Oracle individual sessions with me. So we're gonna have a consultation, and we're gonna sit down, and we're gonna have that initial read. Because one of the things that I've learned in utilizing the Oracle sessions is that there's a lot of things that people are not wanting to say that I'm going to see that I can then be able to come into your space. Now, whether or not you initially open up and discuss it is going to be, we're good, is going to be up to you, but it at least allows us to have a conversation about some of the things that you may not even feel like you're ready to talk for. One of the things that the cards have always showed me is that this is what we need to address at that time. So whatever it is, that energy over there, and I tell you though, initially though, when Gloria was sitting over there too, it was like high, like just all up in the space. But it's good energy though, right? Like it's actually a good component. Now it's just being like, oh, it's settling. So it's restructuring and clearing out, which is good.
I
So,
need to stop because now I'm gonna have to go back there and get the stuff behind the sofa.
sometimes you say, well, my goal is I want to lose 5 pounds, right?
Yes.
Which is great. But what are the 5 pounds that you're actually holding on to? Is it emotional pounds? Is it mental pounds? Is it physical pounds? Right? Is it spiritual pounds?
Maybe I'm
right?
not
Like,
losing no more.
what are you really holding on to? Because we think often that the weight we need to lose is on our body, but a lot of times that weight is internal. And until we start moving through that information and energy that's inside of us, we don't ever get to the outside. We literally don't, because and it starts back to the food component too. Oftentimes we're eating from a space of past trauma, meaning like you used to eat lima beans and like corn, but you don't like either of those things.
Right.
But that was what you were told or you were taught to eat. And so now you're eating it, but the lima beans and like the corn and the starch go against your B-type blood, and that's been causing a lot of the weight gain. And the reason why you can't let go of it is the emotional attachment to like that's what your grandma used to give you. But now you're still eating it, and it's causing you a hindrance, but you don't want to let it go because you can't let go of the conversation that you last had with her because it didn't end in a healthy way. So your connection to that energy is, I want to still eat the succotash, even though I know it gives me gas and it makes me have inflammation, but because of the connection I had with my grandmother that I didn't leave in a manner that I want, and now I can't talk to her, I still use the only thing that I'm connected to. That 5 pounds is the weight that you're holding with your grandmother's connection. It has nothing to do about what you're eating. The eating is just the physical part of it. So if we can get to what's the reason why you want to have that conversation, let's have it, because you can always do that. As you break through those spaces, then you can let go of the things that are tying you to spaces that you've outgrown. We go into those components, and then we factor in, all right, physical, we're going to go through our movements that we just saw, and then in our group sessions, then we sit and we talk as we do at this time. So that's what the whole 90 minutes ends up being, and then you get 2 individual sessions with the TheLotusMother that are separate than our group sessions to really go through like your own mental and spiritual and emotional journey. And then additional sessions can always be scheduled, but it's really what that comprising of that 12 weeks looks like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I love it.
So right now, for anybody who elects to register before the end of the month, so I'm gonna tell you where this came from, right? So we in the spring, or getting ready to go into the springtime, and see, grandma, letter, 27, cycle, letter, upside down. Told you, I let it go. Let it go. New life. 2 9s. Look at that. New cycles. Let go of the old, bring in the new. And we just in the spring.
Just started spring.
Come on. Okay. But look at that. That's 2 cycles. 27, 9. Old cycles, new cycles. Right there. Old and new. Look at that. All the old into the new. But we gotta write. We were talking about writing in the our flow. We were talking about releasing and letting go, but more importantly, it's the letter. So the letter represents when we talk about like what is written. But all of those old goals, like the things you think you're supposed to have been doing, or I should have gotten this done between this time, or I'm getting too old, or to do all these things, write a whole new story. like write a whole new story and start giving your own self your own flowers. Meaning though, it's time for you to bloom. Like it's our time to bloom at this particular moment. This is the cycle, the yin and the yang. 2 plus 7 numerology is going to be a 9, and then we got a 9 on the bouquet. So old cycles are starting into a new journey to begin, and we are literally sitting in the space of the new year. But then when we think about our flowers too, oftentimes people are like, I'm gonna give you your flowers now.
Mm-hmm.
However, we really are supposed to give the living nutrients to be vital, and we should give our ancestors flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So when people are like, I'm gonna give you flowers, how about you give me some lettuce or some carrots or like something that's vital, because we generally put flowers like on our grave. So that's why it's also time to refresh your altar. So if you haven't gone through and like cleansed your altar, brought new flowers to your altars, matter of fact, that's what I did before I came to see y'all today too. I went, that's what I, got weddings, some things, put them on the altar. But you want to put your flowers out for your ancestors right now, and then you also want to let go of those old goals, like everything that you think you're supposed to do, the old like marketing for your business. Listen, we all business women right here. All those old marketing game plans, all those things we thought we were supposed to be doing, no. And then right into new connections, right? So we're coming into new connections, new opportunities. We all get ready to be vending at the same market here in a couple of months. Like, look
The
at that.
black connection
cycle
about to
right
take
here.
over the whole
This
thing.
This is a whole new cycle.
I love it.
But on top of it, we gotta really let go of those old labels too, right? Those things that are outdating, that's no longer even who you are. You gotta let go of that. Your the mean girl concept. Over the mean girl concept, right? So we all sitting here in this space like together and comfortably and really wanting to be supportive of each other and speaking positively and communicating, but like not be like the talk, but like sharing and openly communicating. Stop feeling like you can't communicate with people because they hurt you in the past, or they were not responsible with your worth. They were not responsible with your worth. You opened up, you were vulnerable with them. Now it's time to let that go and let it be dead, right? Bouquet, flowers, dead. Don't worry about who wasn't there and start paying attention to who is here, right? Because they are the ones that's going to help you grow. Bouquet, blossom, and bloom the way in the spring. So it's time to let go of all of those old contracts. All of the old contracts. But also to you, Sandy, it's dead. Don't worry about it. You know what we're talking about. We talked about it before. That's over and done. All those old contracts is done. That's done. But that's some soul contracts too. Remember we used to talk about grandma and the succotash and all that? That's some old soul contracts. Cleanse them out. Like those is not even who you are anymore. So we got to show up brand new. Literally, one of the things that's been coming to me very, very, very feverishly is the caterpillar to the butterfly. You know, oftentimes we be like, oh, who she think she is? What we doing? We would just like, ass out on the ground in the middle of like,
in the middle of the suburbs.
In the middle of the suburbs, right? And they be like, what they over there doing? Living your best life.
Yeah,
exactly. You gotta be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's
That's
something I've had to learn.
We often get to the butterfly stage and then feel like we can't spread our wings.
Yeah.
Because it makes other people uncomfortable. I know personally, like right now, I am probably in one of the most vital spaces that I can be for my own life, because there were so many compartments of me that I was like, am I ready for that? I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Right.
And I'd be like, listen, what you got to get is all of this, because I am ready for it. I've been putting in all this energy. I've been putting in all this effort. Why am I not going to receive the bounty of the blessings that came to me? So if you've been feeling like I need to wait, what you waiting for?
Right.
What are you waiting for? Because the reality is, like, today
keep on waiting.
You're gonna keep on waiting. Today is the day that you were given, because it's the time. Look, a new romantic cycle begins. Look at all that purple that came through, and that's reversed as well too. The romantic cycle.
Color, purple, man.
Oh.
Hey, girl.
No, I'm kidding.
Girl.
Ooh, he's cute. What's that?
He's cute. Oh, I'm not. Okay. and the caterpillar. But we get all of these we romanticize it. We make it seem like it's supposed to be better than what it is. Remember, I should have been doing. I was supposed to have gotten this done.
Right.
And we get into this glorified aspect of it. But then we was talking about like how our leggings look and all these things. But then we was just like out on the lawn with the ring light and everything. Stop romanticizing it and make it what it is. Because confidence is your key to success. Remember, I was just talking about it. Like, you gotta be out here, you're gonna get all of this. I'm not gonna even pretend like I'm not the greatest thing walking. In my own reality, I have to be.
Right.
Not am I only a Leo sun. So y'all gonna get all of this sun and this vibrancy that comes through.
Hello.
There's a difference between being confident and being cocky. Though.
Right.
When
Yes.
you're real cocky,
Yes.
Tell people that.
you are blocking your blessings. Why? Because in a minute, ain't nobody gonna wanna mess with you. I was gonna say something else. Forgive me, live on in person.
It's okay. They've heard it before.
I really try to.
From Sunny B and I. They've heard it.
She mean that nobody's gonna wanna fuck with you
I didn't say that.
at all,
I didn't say that.
and you block your abundance.
That's right. I didn't say that. I mean, it's something similar. It's clearly something similar. And that is the way that I talk to my clients. So let's be honest. So let's be real. If it comes through that way, you just gonna have to get it the way it comes through.
Right.
But when I also try to be like,
Yeah.
I try to remember like we have a couch. It's our couch.
Mhm.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I love it. But sometimes you gotta fuck around and find out too.
That part.
So
That
then
part.
remember that when you go to find out, make sure you don't fuck around with it. This is what that energy is hitting on right here. Because you got to be confident and go ahead and move. Why? Because you got the ancestors is riding with you. This is a whole brand new cycle. Look at all this new energy. We sitting in the dark moon right now. New moon in Libra, where's your balance? New moon in Leo, where's your confidence? We were just working on balance earlier, right? Get
My
into
balance
your
is not good.
But the reality of that
I'm
too,
chalking it up as roots on the hill.
but your balance in other aspects is a little
Yes.
uneven. So
It is.
that's where you have to go ahead and let all those old cycles that you were sitting over here glorifying and romanticizing and being like, oh, it's gonna work. It didn't work out. So let it go. It's dead.
I let it go.
Like, it didn't work out. Let it go. It's dead. More importantly, it didn't work out. So don't try to pick it back up. Why are we going back into the old? This letter is upside down. Shred it. Like, shred all of it and stop pretending like it was going to be more than what it was because it already ended. You got to come into balance, and you got to come into your internal and your external. So when we talk about balance internally, we got to come into that. When we talk about contracts too, the way we talk to ourselves, right? The way we are actually speaking to ourselves. So the moment you be like, girl, I can't even believe you did that. Instead of turning that whole that safe conversation, turn around and be like, why did you do that? I can't be like, I can't believe you did that. Like, how crazy are you? What are you even thinking? Instead of saying it in that manner, why you be like, why did you do that? What did you consider that led you? Now you're having a conversation.
Right.
And you often need to have that conversation with yourself, because sometimes before you go in there, remember that lion is also very vocal and very ferocious, right? So oftentimes for me, before I come in here and I have to check you, I gotta check me, because if I'm going to check you, trust and believe I know what I'm jumping for. So before I go in that aspect of it, my confidence is essential to my success, because if I gotta jump, trust and believe me, there was a reason. So make sure that you are also checking you, because what you put out is what you get back. And if you don't want that level of reciprocity, don't put it out there. We also in Aries season, at the beginning of Aries season. Aries is governed by Mars. Mars is that fuck around and find out kind of energy, right? But a lot of people is finding out that they was fucking around. Right. You want to be in that energy right now that when you find out, it's like bands. Let me just go ahead and collect these coins. Let me collect this check. Let me go ahead and keep being fiery and ferocious, because you don't want to be off of your square. You starting in a brand new cycle, and all the old have to go so you can be confident and move into the new. And remember, your ancestors is riding with you. Like, so your whole team is like, this is the time. This is the energy. This is a vibe. This is what you're supposed to do. It's ready to be booked and not busy, but just booked, right? Let's get the booked and busy out of the concept, because that's that old like lack mentality. Like I gotta be booked and busy. I want to be booked and productivity is where
Same thing.
let me be booked and blessed and rested. Booked, blessed, and rested. That's where I'm at.
We claiming that.
Listen, booked, blessed, and rested. Hashtag that. You can go with it because Leos,
Lord, yes.
You said it was what? Oh, okay. Well, I don't come out for less than this. So
I know that's right.
Oh, I can meet you halfway. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Don't be ashamed. But don't be ashamed to be that. If your fee is $2,800 and somebody is meeting you at $25, if you can negotiate, fine. But if your fee is $2,800 and they coming over here and they be like, I got $800, unless you feeling charitable, and that's okay. So as a business, I'm gonna say this because we gotta be comfortable with assessing our fees and our services as they are. You know what you bring to the table. This is the confidence. You know what it is that you are bringing to this table, to this organization, to whatever it is that you're doing. If your fee is $2,800, your fee is $2,800. Now, granted, everybody is not going to be able to afford that, and that's fine. However, are you for the streets? And I'm going to say this in 100% way. A lot of people be trying to be for everybody. I know that I'm not for everybody, and I'm comfortable with that. But those that I am for, they flourish and we thrive because I am able to give you that dedicated attention. There are plenty of people that I have worked with that was not able to do the $2,800, and I did what I needed to do with them for where they could meet me at. We gotta be comfortable because at the end of the day, one of the things a lot of people don't know is that I'm a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 2. Like, I'm not just sitting here doing this for me. I got mouths to feed. Like, I got mouths to feed, and they have mouths to feed. So when I eat, everybody eats. So it's not just for me. I have a whole team that I'm taking care of. So on top of that, you have to consider what it is that you are offering. What are you giving, and what does that take for you to give it? What do you need to do to nurture yourself in order to do that? What your mortgage look like? So if you running a business, whether it's from home or wherever it is, what does your mortgage look like? You still are. It's no different than someone who works for an organization and they are trading their time for money and they've negotiated this contract and they're being compensated a salary. This is your salary. So that is how you manage and you take care of you and your family. So you can't keep playing with your coins either. That's the other here. And Leo is definite wealth. So you cannot be playing with your coins. You're not doing this. This is a new cycle of confidence. This is a new cycle of wealth. This is a new cycle of health. This is a new cycle of appreciation of self. But this is also a new cycle of pride. Pride. And a Leo is going to be a family. So you're coming into a new circle of a community that is going to be ferocious like lions that's going to go out here and eat. And one of the things that people get misconstrued is that in the lioness, a Leo, lion, the females, they the hunters.
Yeah,
they the hunters.
They be tearing stuff up.
They the hunters. And I tell people all the time, I am a lioness through and through. A lioness through and through. So I go out here to make sure that my family is going to be taken care of. If that's what you're standing up and that's what you're doing, that's also in your divine feminine power. You're supposed to make sure that the Pharaoh is protected because he protects you. Look at that. There you go. It has been upside down. I couldn't make it up if I tried. So I speak joy, right? I spread joy, forgive me, and I am kind. The joy, part of it it's reversed because a lot of us have not been in a place where we have been joyous of our own right? Old cycles, over romanticizing, and now we feel like our joy is upside down, the letdown. We was let down because we kept feeding into narratives that didn't have any reciprocity, and now we are upside down in our happiness, and we seeking it on everything outside of ourselves. Look at that, that's all upside down. And when the cards are coming through upside down, that's reverse. So that's external. This is our internal. It's coming into it. So you getting your flowers from the ancestors. You got to get your confidence up, and you got to know that I am kind. I am kind and I am righteous, and I'm standing up for what's mine. I am kind and I'm righteous, and I'm standing up for what's mine. Because I've been worried about what you thought for too long. So now we got to break that cycle. It started with the 9s, we closing out a cycle, and we starting anew. So I can't worry about what you think because my happiness got to be internal.
Right.
And I got to turn my romantic cycle around. Now I got to be doing this for my fam. I gotta be creating I am the breaker of chains. I am the cycle breaker. I am personally a 9. My life path number is a 9. So I am a breaker of chains and a breaker of cycles. We literally are closing out a new cycle, closing out an old cycle and bringing a new. We are in a spring equinox. We are in a new year, the new season. We are closing down a cycle and bringing up a new. And there's no time like the present for you to go in there and really close down that old. And part of the flow we worked on today, even though y'all was,
I flow.
I flowed all the way.
My stomach is killing me. I was flowing.
Almost slowed down that hill.
I sure did.
I
Multiple
flowed.
times. I mean,
I didn't have no
we
issue.
can't all have the arch. That thing was
Right.
I could not help
I
it.
said, "Wow, baby, that thing is thangin'."
Child.
I can't help I got an art.
This McDonald's arch over here.
A deep point. Oh my God. Cut it out.
But it was today's been a great day. It just,
I did.
this
I
whole
did.
thing is
Yes.
I just love y'all to the moon and back.
Oh,
And- Today's just been a really good day. You know I love you. You and I we've seen somebody almost get scooped away by Secret Service in the rain.
we did.
But that was a great day. And this right here, I don't want this to be the first and the last.
Right.
Because I like this. And I'm stopping you because I need to say this before I forget, because you know my short-term memory is all jacked up. So I have never been close to women like this. I will be 50 July 19th. And I have had women come and go. I don't keep women in my life because they always do some grimy shit. So I don't keep women close. Not because I don't want women close, because I've always wanted a sisterhood. I've always wanted a sister circle. You know, I watch girls strip, and I don't care what you say, set it off, bomb diggity. Them girls was thick as thieves.
Right.
I've wanted that my whole life. They
I
were
know,
thieves.
right?
They were thieves.
They were good ones.
They were thieves. They were very good. But they were tight, living
Right.
single. Those girls were tight, you know. And so this today has been absolutely amazing. And I know we're not done, but while I'm thinking, I had to say it. I appreciate all three of you more than you will ever know. Hear me when I tell you, y'all will never understand what today means to me. So thank you for today. And the cards is kind of messing me up a little bit. They mess me up.
Because the answers
They
is
right on
speaking to
time.
They
you.
mess me
That's
up.
all
Lord.
it
And
is.
she know that they messing me up. She from the conversation her and I
The
had.
ancestors talk to you.
But
Right.
this is genuine, wholesome, just sisterhood is what, what it is to me. I can't speak for nobody else. But this right here, I definitely don't want this to be the last day that we do this, because it's needed. And I don't think enough women today are getting together and doing this. Girls are getting together and they going to the club, shaking their ass, whatever. But what we did in the front yard was different. It's not like yoga at a gym. None of that. We were having a good time. She was doing her thing, and we were doing it. But I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but something was just magical with the whole thing, And this is the first time we meeting you today, and it's like we've known each other forever. Forever. It's like nobody watching any of these videos would know today is the first day we seeing you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We were out there in the front yard
Love.
like we have been doing this shit for years
Right.
together. You know what I mean? So I just needed to say that. I'm gonna stop talking now so you can finish doing what you're doing. I didn't mean to get off topic, but I just needed y'all to know. That's all. I just need y'all to know.
Aww.
Just needed y'all to know.
It's okay.
But it's thank you.
We love you, girl.
You made all of this happen. For
You
us.
made it happen.
This ain't no power that came down, but this came.
Yeah,
what
you
is
made
it,
it happen, Pooh.
Saturday.
Yeah, that was what?
Mhm.
Not even a week ago.
Yeah.
You was just like, hey, come
You
on.
was like, hey,
Yep.
let's do this.
Let's do it.
My kids are like, "Mama, you're bringing strangers to the house. I was like, I know y'all, because we don't bring no, let me tell y'all, my family don't come here. Okay, my family's never been here, other than my nephew.
Right.
Nobody comes to our house. We got people that we have known forever and a day. They don't know where we live.
Yep.
And that's what they were like, Mommy, you bringing strangers to the house. I was like, I got this feeling about this. I got a feeling, y'all. It's gonna be all right. And it's great. You know, I'm not, because I'm always leery about people knowing where I live because of who I am, and not everybody likes the Black Connections lady. So I'm real careful with who I bring around because I'm scared somebody might get my address out, you know, anything like that. But this right here today needed to happen. So, okay, Mama, you can go back to work. I just needed y'all to know.
Remember though, we closed in a cycle and we started anew. Like it literally is. This is one of my best group reads. I'll be honest with you because it's really straightforward. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
It's very straightforward. Sometimes it comes through and it'll it may not be as straightforward, but this is one of those messages that is saying this is what we're supposed to be doing, right? We have to be sitting here, we have to be doing this, but more importantly, we have to show that it's possible to be done, right?
Right.
Because there are so many things that we can learn from each other, and we are so many different ways that we can help each other, and we have to be kind. Like, kindness is not just about, you have such a beautiful headband today. Thank you for wearing that. It's very pretty.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yep. Kindness may be like, listen, I love you enough to tell you that if you walk out in front of that street like that, you're going to fall down.
Yeah.
So let's not do that because it's not a smart thing to do.
Right.
Right. So
Being kind.
It's being kind because I don't want to see harm come about you. It has to be genuine in the manner that's delivered. And oftentimes people are just saying shit to be saying shit so they can be visible.
Right.
I have a hard time being visible. So I'll be honest with you, it's like a lot of people think I'm like an extroverted person. I'm really not. Very introverted person. As much as I am like a fire sun. So for a little bit about me, it's like I'm a Leo sun, a Sagittarius moon, and a Capricorn rise. So all of that energy is like
A lot of energy.
a lot of like visibility type.
You don't have to do much.
Right. That part.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Like
don't have to do
I
much.
don't have to do much. People be like, hey, you. Like me.
Oh.
Snap.
Just
Hi.
standing out.
How are you doing? What's going on? And I had to learn how to be in front of, like, even right now, and like doing this on, like, what? Like, what had happened was, right, like I had to get out of that space.
Right.
But it's natural for me to be in front of the camera and do those things. What wasn't natural and the confidence here is being able to share like my information. It's easy if I put together like a reel or a video or a post and I can do it from there, but I gotta do it like live in action. One of the things is I used to be afraid to be intelligent because it wasn't cute to be the nerd in the room.
Right.
Like it wasn't cute to be the nerd.
Yeah.
But now, like,
Back in
listen,
school, nobody wanted
listen
nothing to do with the
though,
nerds.
the fact of the matter is, I'm gonna tell you because I read that book. I might have wrote that book, and because I know this book right here, I ain't gotta read that. But I'm gonna get a cliff notes real quick. Don't worry about it. So it's one of those things now that you have to really be comfortable and confident in every aspect of you, and I'm now in that space. But it also is about being kind to yourself. So just like we were talking about on the other end, where our joy and our romanticize and that letter, those contracts, a lot of that kindness was, I will give it to Sunny, but I can't turn around to me. I'll tell her she looks beautiful, but then I can't take a compliment. I turn around and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And then on the other end, I'm being here like, how could you do that? Like, what is wrong with you, right? Like, so we got to be kind with ourselves. We got to turn that self-talk around as well, too.
Right.
So we are blessed, booked, and rested, right? You deserve rest. You are blessed and you should be booked. But that don't mean you gotta be booked and busy. You don't have to be overexerting and overextending yourself and just giving yourself away willy-nilly. Why? Because if your fee is $2,800, your fee is $2,800. And if you don't come out the house for less than 25, then why are you showing up for 22? Like, what are you doing? You're not really being kind to yourself, but you also not being confident in your success and knowing that you're deserving and you're worthy of receiving what it is that you say you stand for. So we gotta really be in that component. This is a brand new cycle. Who are you? Like, literally, I mean, you don't got to tell me, but I'm saying, like, it's asking you, who are you?
Right.
And are you that? you got to stand up and be that. Remember, we've gone from the caterpillar to the butterfly. See, I told you my messages always start somewhere, and you'll figure out where it's going. The whole circle makes it like it come back around, like the ring light. Like it come around. But the caterpillar to the butterfly. You work so hard to become the butterfly. Are you now not going to show up and be the butterfly? You got to spread your wings.
Right.
You got it. You got to come up out of it, and this is what it's telling us. So everything that you have seen, everything that you have gone through, everything that you have grown through, right? Now it's time to glow through it. We were. Listen,
I love it.
glow to the left and be to the right. Okay. Glow to the left, be to the right. Okay.
I love it.
So glow and sunny. How that work out? How that work out? Okay. So, but really, we gotta glow. Now we literally have to be the butterfly and spread your wings and soar and stop letting things hold you back. All that old shit is done. Like it is literally done. It's done.
Yes.
So what I want you to do, like one of the things we do under a new moon, we were talking about Wednesday is Mercury. Look at that communication, letter, everything. I'm telling you, it's literally right here. What you're gonna do right here today is you're gonna take that letter and whatever it is that you write, just go get your letter, get your pen, because we think in ink. You're going to get your paper, you're going to get your pen, and you're going to write down all the shit you've done with it. And I don't care if the list is 2 words or 20 words. You write that shit down and you're done with it. Like you literally done with it. And once you have completed that list, you're going to burn it.
I was just getting ready to say.
You're going to burn it.
Yes. Burn.
Oh, it's real.
And when you
Aries moon, I'm ready to set some
Hey,
shit on
Shorty
fire.
Red.
I need to set some shit on fire.
and when you
Thank you.
burn it and you take those ashes and you throw them away from your home, when you turn around and walk back, it's gone. Don't seek it because it don't need to be found. And you let it go. And you take that list of everything that you are and you accept of yourself right now. And I want you to write that, whether it's 2 or 20 words. And I want you to take that list, take you a white candle, put that list underneath that candle on your altar. You let it be blessed, and you know that that's the truth. And once that candle is dissipated, don't doubt it. Now, 1 more minute. Period. Don't you doubt it, because you're igniting. You are burning away the old and igniting the new. So we're going to burn away the old. We're going to ignite the new. And then we're going to walk around like we are the greatest thing walking.
Hello.
Literally.
Hello.
In all of your grace, all of your essence, and know that you were birthed in this life for a reason. And it was not here to be looking disheveled and busted.
Walk around like the gods and goddesses you are.
That part. Like that's literally just what we got to do. So you take that old and you burn it and you ignite the new. Because on the new moon, we release and we harness. Because you got, in order to get the new, you got to let go of the old. And for everybody that ain't got their spring cleaning done, y'all better get doing it. You better make sure that it's going to be done through Aries season. Granted, people be like, you got to have it done by a certain date. Calendars are not real, neither is time. So, I'm just going to, I'm that person. You guys are learning a little bit more about Lotus today. I'm that person. But Aries season is fire. So clean, burn, release, all of that. You know, we got a nice little bonfire. Get to it. Because when we go into Taurus, that earth.
Yeah. You should be ready at that point. After you throw everything away, you should be ready. We ain't gonna get into that because I'm a Gemini, obviously.
Literally, I should have known that.
My youngest, Jay, my youngest child, the one that was carrying all the pizzas, they're Gemini.
Yeah.
I
am.
We all know I'm a Leo, but it's okay. But we told us that already.
Yeah, she's so emotional.
It is a curse. It is a curse. I hate it.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Days I don't want to cry, I be like, I'm not crying. I am not crying today. I be bawling my eyeballs. I was trying not to cry on this live because I'm sick of crying on live. But the good thing is, can't nobody see nothing but my hands.
Well, they know you was crying. They know. They know. What? I'm terrible.
We talked about it though. We already
It's
talked
empty
about it.
calories. I know. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm the cleanest eating person in my damn family.
And she shuts that. And she shuts.
Right. Cold mouth.
I love it.
Child.
Look.
And when I say so, it shall be.
You want some fruit?
And I eat fruit too. The balance.
She said, I'm going to eat one blueberry and I'm going to eat the rest of the bag.
Shit.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
you know, I'm honored. Anybody who is interested in joining the 12-week spiritual immersion with the LotusMother, y'all, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this.
And eating damn popcorn.
Like, but it's real, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's real. What y'all are seeing is literally
It's
happening
real
right
life.
now.
Ain't no
Y'all know y'all probably eat worse than that. Y'all probably gonna get a goddamn good bar, go to Hardee's or some shit.
I don't know what you're talking about. And the session that was really happening in that moment. So it's great.
I love it.
But our closed sessions, which are not on the couch and not in our capacity of this aspect though. But anyone who joins the Luscious with Lotus 12-week spiritual immersion before the end of March will be able to join for half off, right? Like, so this is what I was starting to say about in the beginning when we got into our conversation. I love the whole interview couch thing, but it's getting spring, summer, right? And then you have all of the waist trainers and the tools that you can use to move your belly fat, all these things. And I was looking at it the other day. It's like my timeline was like littered with them, and I was like, we're not doing this. The old cycles, right? Like we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And do
listen,
it.
if you want to go and you want to become the healthiest version of you, as we were talking about earlier, and the things that we can do and implement, you got to take actions that are not going to be done in less than 6 to 12 weeks. You're going to be bikini ready. You're not. I'm not saying that it's not possible to.
Yeah, you take some of your ribs out.
Well, no.
No.
Yes, but no.
No, because that's what some of the girls are doing. They are literally the waist trainer girls. One of the talk show hosts just did a segment on it, and a lot of the girls that have them itty bitty tiny figures, they interview the cosmetic doctor that is literally taking their ribs out.
I can't. Like I learned something
That
about.
shit, they electing that shit.
I'll be fat first.
I learned something every time I talk to you, Sandy.
Yeah, girl, it's terrible.
But I was looking at all of those things come up. I'm like, listen, we gotta stop doing this. I'm not saying that you cannot do additives if that's what you're trying to do. Facial moisturizers, if you want to do skin brighteners, and meaning like creams or natural holistic products that you can do to emulsify and brighten your skin. But let's really get into our health and our nutrition, and let's really be moving our bodies naturally in order to sculpt them. So that's one of the things that I do in my program. But I was like, you know what? And it was like for 4 easy payments of like $25.99 or whatever it is, right? Before you turn around and spend $125 or $130 on this item that may or may not work, why don't you come and work with the LotusMother? And so I was like, I was talking to my husband. I was like, babe, you know what I'm going to do? Between now and the end of March, I'm going to offer my 12-week session for half off. So it's $600 for a 12-week session. And I say half off, which means that's going to be $300, right? My 1-hour Oracle reads, individual sessions are $125. So 2 of those sessions, which is what you get in the 12-week session, is $250. You can join between today and the 31st of March for $300, which is almost meaning that you are literally getting 2 Oracle sessions and are going to work out with me for free for 12 weeks, right?
Right,
If you are really serious about it, and I said that I'm going to do that for those that are really serious, because if you start before because my next session begins June 1. I'm in a session right now and I'm working with individuals, and that 12 week is going to end in the end of April, and I'm going to take May off. So that's how I operate and I do my sessions. So my next one is starting June 1. I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to present that offer to those that are really ready to go ahead and start doing this work. Because if you want to go and get those quick fixes and you're willing to invest $150 to $300, why don't you invest that same $300 with the Lotus Mother, and then let me show you what you can get accomplished between now and then to help you get to that sculpted waist or losing that energy that you are really trying to utilize in some of these quick fixes that you can get. So if you join, and the link is live in my bio right now. So on the Lotus Mother page here on Instagram, if you click the link, first one that comes up is the June session, and it's on a sliding scale. So you can join for as low as $300 or the full $600.
Wow.
Either way that you go, if you join between now and the 1st of April, then you can start those Saturday sessions with me. And those are our 60 minutes. Let's get it and let's start moving. So that's my offer to everyone right at this time.
I'm gonna get with it.
I know that's right.
If you're really ready to go ahead and get that work in. And after April 1st, it's going to be that flat 600. I mean, it is what...
And that is not an April Fool's joke.
That's not an April Fool's joke. It's not. It's not. But I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. And those that are serious, they're going to make that investment. I understand that everyone may not be able to do that in this moment. And if that's the reality of it, and you need to have like can I do a half and half? Reach out to me directly. You're hearing this live now. Reach out to me directly and we can schedule that payment if that's what you need to do. But I'm willing to work with those who want to work and get that work done. We're not making any excuses.
No.
So if you want to go and you really want to start being in you want to let that old cycle go and you want to start in this brand new cycle, then let's do it. That's where we out. It's literally out with the old and with the new. We're going to burn away and then we are going to ignite. We are burning and igniting.
Y'all know y'all need some guidance on healing.
Right.
Because you're not healed. You know you're not healed.
Right.
So don't even lie to yourself.
Exactly.
You know where you fucking up at.
That's not what the description said on the website, so it's not gonna say that. So we're it's not that it doesn't talk to you like that. It doesn't. It's a lot kinder. It's a lot kinder.
No.
She doesn't do my marketing, but she is very supportive. I love her to pieces.
I am. I'm telling you. Get on the bandwagon. Spiritual. I'm spiritual and hood at the same
I
time.
know that's right.
I'm not healed though. I'm healing.
Healing. There you go.
Facts.
I'm a
Working
healer. I'm not a saint.
You know, when you go on spiritual journeys, do you know? I noticed that everybody like come to me and I end up healing them.
That's what happened when I went to therapy. I was like, I'm here to talk to you. You're supposed to be telling me, whatever. The therapist, she over there crying, telling me about her ex-husband that just died. And I'm like, alrighty then. So, okay. So then now I'm talking to her.
Sometimes the ancestors put you in the path to actually help others. It's intended for you to.
Yeah, I mean, she had a great crying session for 6 hours, yeah.
What?
I went for 2 Mondays. The first Monday was 3 hours. The second Monday was 3 hours. And I was like,
You didn't ask her for a quarter of the check.
I was like, I can't do this. Because you getting paid and I'm not.
She might not have been.
And I'm doing the shrinking.
Right.
But
bless her heart. Hope she's doing.
she was an elderly lady and she needed to talk. So
Somebody
I'm
needed
cool.
to.
I talked right with her. Because Lord knows if I wouldn't have, that one right there would have kicked me in my butt. So, but yes, you guys get involved with the Lotus Mother, man. I'm telling you, she's amazing.
Yes.
I love her to pieces. And, I'm glad we did this on the live, the card thing. Because our community has this thing that people who read cards are witches and it's fake and all this other kind of stuff. And that's why I like when you and I do lives and we get together and stuff, because I want our community to get involved, because this is stuff that we came from,
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
we were one way because society told us we have to be this way. We have to do this. We have to do that. Now back in the day, we had farms. We had gardens. We were living off the land.
Right.
Not like now, everything you gotta pretty much get it from a grocery store.
Right.
So I just want, and this is why, I like to go live with you, because I want our community to see this in real time. And hear the knowledge that comes out of your mouth, because when you open your mouth, it's captivating. Everybody is just like, okay, all right, okay, and we're all interacting, with you. We've been doing it all day, and it's been absolutely great, and I want more people to do this. I want more people to know who the Lotus Mother is, and I want more people to interact with you, because it's needed. Our community, one, they don't like going to therapy. Our community does not like going to therapy. And I understand, because I was that one. I mean, I went to a therapist, and my therapist was abusing young women. So, there's a lot of things out there to why people don't want to go to therapists. So I'm glad, that you are here, so people, maybe they don't want to go to a therapist, maybe they'd rather do this, so I think this is amazing, and I want more people from our community to get involved. I'm just saying, that's just me.
No, it's kind of where the 12 weeks in the 90 minutes and how all of those components came together, because I would work with individuals, but then they wouldn't have the components to create like the movement capacity, right? And so I realized how important the movement was, but then I would work with individuals who were supposed to be moving, and then we spend more of the time communicating because they needed like the therapy component. So like, why don't we combine that? Why are we not combining it? Because they really go hand in hand. So when we can move, and now we're sitting through here, you're already in a more open and relaxed state. A lot of that energy that needed to be dissipated or even worked through, right? Because a lot of times if the energy needs to be worked through, we got to do something with it. And if we're not doing something with it, it's just being festered and recycled back into our body. And then what happens? We're either going to be out of balance. And then we're not addressing where the imbalances are. So then we did get further into a declining state that turns into depressing, then that turns into a depression. So it all has a spiral. So I was like, why can't I can add on a 30-minute component. Maybe we meet less times throughout the week, but then let's extend that time frame. So then we will be able to really get in depth. And sometimes in our sessions, maybe it's less movement, more talking, less movement. I mean, more movement, less talking. It's really what the clients need at that component. Right. Now, in our 12-week immersion, it is a group setting. That's the one thing I like, but then it also has those individual components that we schedule those times, so we're working individually, and then we're still coming together as a group.
Right. Oh, okay. Now, where do y'all meet?
It's virtual, so they can meet.
Oh, everything is virtual.
It's
I
virtual.
love it.
That's awesome.
I love it. That is awesome. So you guys, this is virtual, so y'all need to get involved. Get involved. Now, this is all new to me, right? So why do you have, now I'm coming with my questions that I've been holding on to this whole time.
Okay.
What are the 3 different decks?
So the initial deck that I started reading with is my African Goddess Oracle, right? And then I have my Amenti Oracle, which is going to be the teachings of Ma'at.
Okay.
And then the Moonology, which is going to go through the different phases and details of the moon. I don't always read from different decks throughout the reading. I allow the energy to tell me which decks I needed to pull from.
Right.
Okay.
So I went with our ancestral message from the African Oracle deck. I went through the guidance component, our movement through the Moonology, and then our insight through Ma'at. So what are we putting into our balances? So that's how I utilize this read. But oftentimes I can just read from one deck. It's really dependent upon what I hear needs to come through. So being that we're sitting in a new space, So it's almost like a mini new moon reading, and then, a new year reading. In a new year reading, I would go very deep because we're looking at that energy. Because we're doing this like live, I'm doing like a mini read with our group right here today, but at the same time, let's go into the new moon energy. So we had to kind of go deep and see where we've been and what we actually need to be focusing on. So how do we bring that into balance? Right now, we got to be letting go of the old, especially that old like contract. That's generational contract as well, too, right?
Yeah.
Spirit contracts, physical contracts. It's good. Don't worry about it. But we gotta be really letting go of that old, but then romanticizing the trauma. This right here was really heavy, and we gotta let that go because it's really what's holding us back. Like a lot of that component is what's holding us back. Contracts and then the lack of ancestral guidance. The contracts and the lack of ancestral guidance, but also it's the contracts that our ancestors got us into that we now haven't been able to get from underneath. And so we have to be comfortable and confident to release those contracts as well too. So I just want to stay back to the top. I don't understand it. I'm good.
Because I ate her last piece. Now, what are these items for?
So my crystals, I brought those.
Oh, they're all crystals. Because I wanted to touch them, but
You can't touch them.
I know. That's why I didn't touch it.
I'm grateful that you asked permission first, so that's appreciative. One, because people just touch everything for starters.
Yeah.
They be like, "Can I see that?" Let's also be clear that we see with our eyes and we touch with our hands. So you don't say, "Can I see that?" and then reach.
Right.
Because you can see it with your eyes.
No, she has the bag. They have to be covered up.
And I try to do that, but it's a nice travel bag too.
It
Very
is.
nice. So I was like, oh, this is really, really great. But I brought those with me for starters because I always carry them everywhere. My favorite is my athame right here because like I'm a spiritual.
It looks like a knife.
Right. But it is.
Oh.
It's an athame, so I use crystal knife because I'm a spiritual gangster, so I have to have my blade with me at all times.
Right.
But like when we're cutting cords, we're cutting energy, we're cutting through spaces. But it's smoky quartz, and smoky quartz is very good about clarifying and new beginnings. Think about smoke, cleared away, right? So this is smoky quartz. This one here, this is red jasper, but it is also really great with working on the body. So you can take this and you can put it onto the body to open up energy, move energy.
Oh.
It's also really good for pressure points. This is a massager, but this is going to be jasper, so body massager. This is also a massager.
That's the one that caught my attention.
Yeah, this is a wand.
Why did it catch your attention?
Not for physical insertion. This is a body wand. This is a body wand.
You said that's quartz too?
Rose quartz. Yep. Yep. So this is not.
And it's for love too.
Yes, and not for physical insertion.
No, like she's so attracted to it.
Keep saying it, so we're all clear. But there are items that can be inserted.
Right.
That you choose. This is not. This is for the body. It is. Oh yeah, I love it. But this is why
We didn't hear.
I'm sorry, my bad. I just guessed with the crystal.
Oh, she guessed.
Yeah,
She got it right. Good for you.
Yeah, but I was gonna say too. She
Oh.
was right, and then I was gonna say
Oh.
I'm trying to be like, pick it up, damn it, home shopping network, but with crystals, like I was trying to do. But
I like that.
the my clear quartz tip part broke, so there was a piece of it, so I couldn't let go of it, and I really, really love it. But it is a wand, so I have a lot of wands, as you can see. But this one is also for chakra balancing, and then lapis lazuli, which is just one of the most wisdom and insightful and truthful stones. I absolutely love it. So whenever I'm like reading, sometimes this will be one, especially because I'm at market or like an expo, or if I'm sitting in a high energy space, but I'm giving like mini reads. This is one I'll usually hold and keep here because it also has all of the stones that align with the chakra that's on the front of it. That helps to keep it balanced. But I gotta be mindful because this part is open. I need to get something to put over it, but that one's here. And then this is another wand, double terminated point, so energy flows from both ends of it. This is going to be aura quartz.
Aura quartz?
And so with the double terminated point, energy is going to flow from both directions. So if I want to move your energy, like say like from this way, if I'm clearing it up and I want to bring it down, if I want to take it out, so like if my heart or my energy here is feeling kind of stuck, I can take this in to direct it out, or I can pull that in, let it out. This energy here is transmuting into it, and then if I wanted to, let's say, come like heart to heart with someone and transfer that energy and like heal it in, we could do that as well too. So it's a lot of space that I have. I can also direct energy in both aspects of it. So that's my aura quartz.
So the shape matters, because all mine are little small, rock, circle, whatever.
Well, it does in the component of what you're necessarily wanting to do with them, because you can put them in all different shapes. But like for this one, it's designed to be used in a particular manner. So like a pyramid, for instance, flat base, so it's going to be structured at the bottom. The energy is going to be directed and pointed up. So like if you wanted to create a grid, like you wanted to use pyramids on those, that energy is going to be directed on those points, and then you can tether that grid, kind of created an encasing with it, and all that energy is going to point it out with a sturdy base. So it's grounded and going directly up. So they do have those, the shapes do direct the energy, but like a sphere, circle, oval, it's going to be whole, it's constantly flowing in that component. But the small pebbled stones as well too, the ones that you kind of hold in your hand, it's going to be similar to like a sphere, right? It's going to be full of the energy that's flowing with it. This way, I could use it like a sphere. It's just the energy is going to direct differently, so it's not going to be free flowing.
Now, let me ask you this for somebody that's watching now or may watch later. What is the difference between you and the different businesses that sit on every daggone corner that say, come in here and let me read your palm?
They're not the Lotus Mother?
Well, I mean, I know that.
That's the difference.
Oh, gotcha.
I can't say what someone else's capabilities are, and I don't know what their particular services are going to be.
Gotcha.
I think that everyone has their own unique abilities and their own unique talents. I do think that in some aspects things have become over commercialized. So it may very be, and this is not to demean anyone else's aspect of it, but I do know that once you kind of place something in like a commercialized way, and there's like one in every corner, it's kind of like a McDonald's, it kind of loses some of the authenticity. But it does. I don't think that their potency or their capabilities would be different. And for someone who reads like palms, they're going to utilize their intuition to read energy through like the hands and the lines. Someone that does like tarot, they're going to use different types of modalities in divination, but their capabilities could be similar, but they're still not going to be able to give you what I do, because I'm an individual and they're an individual. So no two readers are the same. And then whenever you speak with someone, they're only going to be able to see you as you are in that moment. So you could come to me and we could talk about something that I can see, and if that issue or that circumstance is no longer prevalent when you go to speak to somebody else, they may not even witness it because it's not something that's visible to them in their spectrum. So I've also noticed that people will go, well, this person told me this. I don't know what you and that individual were dealing with.
Right.
So I can't confirm or deny. However, I can address this with you because this is how you've appeared to me at this particular time.
Gotcha.
Everyone has an ability to be psychic, right? Everyone has psychic ability.
Right.
Everyone, we were spirit first before we became flesh. So we all have these ethereal capabilities that we have. What I do is help you reconnect to what you're supposed to be doing in this space. Some individuals do it from a perspective of, I'm just going to give you this information. And I've had a read before where someone has been like, I'm just going to come in to read this information. That was the premise of what they were supposed to do. Me, I'm supposed to work with an individual in a level of totality to help you come back into your spiritual essence.
Right.
They may not be in the space of doing that. They could just be someone who is offering a reading.
Whew.
Chat.
Some stuff accomplished today.
I feel like that.
I'm so happy. Yeah, we got some stuff done today.
I agree.
All right.
I'm gonna.
All right.
That's supposed to mean money.
Oh, I thought it was the palm of your
I
hand.
thought you was talking about you.
Oh, no, I thought that was your nose.
To like my ears not ringing, it's just my lobe of my ear itches, but I keep feeling like this. And you know how when like someone's like giving someone a signal about something, right? And they'll be like, touch your ear, touch your nose,
Yeah,
touch your eye.
Yeah.
It keeps on my left ear, so something is coming. Like I feel like something's coming. That's why I keep.
Oh, I got you.
Here,
I'm not trying to tell you something.
God's gonna tell you.
That's not moving.
Oh my God,
I
that's
played, look, I
Man.
played that movie so much, my little brother hid it from me.
when
Hid it from me.
she starts singing in that juke joint and the church starts singing and that baby come out that juke joint and what? See, Daddy, even sinners have what she say.
Even
souls
sinners have soul too.
Man, that was my favorite part of the movie. That and when she put that blade in his neck.
Said we go home, fix the shade for Mister.
Okay, so real quick,
Okay.
before we end the live, do your elevator pitch on where everybody can find you, who you are, all that good stuff, because we want to make sure we have that in there.
Get your hair fixed. Hello.
Hi, my loves. I'm Lotus, your spiritual fairy dark mother and your virtual bar instructor. You can find me on all platforms as TheLotusMother on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. I am the Lotus Mother. I am hosting my next 12-week spiritual immersion beginning June 1st, 2023. For 12 weeks, we will get together in a group collective setting virtually. So you can be wherever. Not whenever though, because it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but replay options are available for all registered participants. And for those of you that are like, yes, let's do this, and you register with the Lotus Mother before March 31st of 2023, you can join my 12-week immersion for only $300. Literally, it is pretty much a gift and a blessing. At least I think that's how it is when I work with myself. So I can only imagine when others work with me. But truthfully, for those of you that are ready to join the Luscious with Lotus family, then click the link in my bio here on Instagram, and I would be honored to work with you and look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. I'm Lotus, my loves, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
Okay, Miss Thing, you have to promote your business.
Speak it. Speak it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all y'all gotta promote y'all business.
Y'all, you want me to switch? You want me to switch so you could get in the center?
No. I'm visible.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can see me.
Oh,
Hey everyone, I'm Gloria. My business is Space Solutions. I'm a professional organizer. Find me here on Instagram at ClearSpaceOHM. Click the link in my bio, sign up for a discovery call, and let's get your space cleared.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay, you guys know me. This is your favorite CEO, Sunny B of the Sonora Shop, the hub for all of your fashion accessory needs. You also can catch me on Instagram, The Sonora Shop, also Facebook, and also TikTok, The Sonora Shop. Make sure you subscribe because you'll be the first to get the new drops on products and discounts. Mwah.
Awesome. All right, y'all, let's end this
Thank
thing.
you.
All right.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Drink my ginger ale.
Hold on.